INFOrmed Beauties, your girl EuniyceMari here, and so today we're going to be talking about how you can make synthetic hair last a little bit longer. Now when I'm talking about synthetic hair, I am talking about braiding hair, preferably braiding hair like free tress, crochet hair, anything that has more of a wave, twist, curl pattern to it. Anything that comes like pre-twist to crochet it in, anything that you have to kind of like peel apart, like the passion twist, like these that I have in my hair currently, in my hair. Just anything that's not your usual like connect-a-line hair, like braiding hair. This is what I'm talking about. Now I decided to talk about this topic because I happen to really like hair that's pre-twisted or has some type of pre-curl pattern to it. You guys can probably tell by now with like the spring twist that I did and the crochet style that I did last time and the passion twist that I continually go back to, that I actually like hair that has a little bit more of a twist or a curl pattern to them. But it's tricky with these types of hairs because if you're not careful, they can become very ugly really quickly. They tend to matte, they tend to become really frizzy, and I'll give you guys a few examples of my own hair and what it's looking like now. Currently, I think I've had these in for almost a month, if I'm not wrong. I think almost a month. So I'm going to turn around and show you guys what these passion twists are looking like. They're actually holding up very well, but I really do think that there are some key things that I have been doing to have them last a little bit longer than what they have been lasting. So I'm just going to show you guys really quickly. So they're really pretty. I get lots of compliments on these, and I will link the hair here on the screen as well as down below for you guys to go and check it out. I forgot how many packs it took for me to do this, but I will also put that in the description box once I go and take a look. So the thing about these is that they look very pretty when you first put them in, but if you don't maintain them, you will start to notice a few things. So I'm gonna come up a little close. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but if you see these little strings, so eventually over time, when it comes to anything that is textured, and you can also take a look at like a strand and you'll see how it's frizzing, eventually they start to stick together. They start to become very stringy, very frizzy. It's just the hair begins to become not so neat looking. You see this little piece right here? You see it? Like these little things like that. Like that's what starts to happen with the hair. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips on what I do to keep it looking as great as possible for as long as possible. So we're gonna start off with tip number one, using mousse. So when I first did passion twist, I've learned to use mousse from the girl who actually created the passion twist. I forgot her name. I think it's boho something. When I find it, I'll put it here. But when I first did my passion twist, I learned that from her and I was like, that's such a great idea. So I started applying mousse to my hair and it worked. But the only thing about mousse that I started noticing is that you have to be careful because it will build up in your hair. So if you're applying it every day, you're gonna have buildup in your braids and we don't want that. So I would use it like every other day or so on, but eventually I just stopped using it because it just stopped working for me. Like as you go along with your hairstyle, it stops working. So mousse is good for like the first, I say, couple of weeks to keep, you know, the hair together and keeping it looking as good as possible. But I would say into third, fourth week of you wearing these, they just kind of, it doesn't work anymore. So mousse is pretty good. So you can try that. Two is a bonnet. Let me show y'all really quickly. I got a bonnet, a huge bonnet, and I'm so happy I did because my passion twists are so long and they are they're just really long. I don't want to have any hair out because any hair out could lead to them frizzing faster. So I got this bonnet off of Amazon. It's a huge huge bonnet. It has a nice little silver lining on the inside, but it's very soft, very satiny, very smooth. Exactly what you want to use for your hair. And you want to go ahead and you want to shove all your hair into this and wear it and go to sleep, okay? And this is just going to maintain your twists and keep them from getting as frizzy and catching onto your pillows or just being all over the place when you sleep, or even like putting them all together in a ponytail. Like, it just keeps them together, and so you're gonna have a lot more longevity with your twist, okay? And you can do this also with braids, kinky twists, crochet, anything that you want to keep looking neat. Girl, get you a huge ass satin bonnet. You won't be disappointed. Okay, so next, as you go along, you're going to want to trim. So like, you know how I showed you guys those pieces that are just nasty with the hairs that are connected together and all that? I'm going to have a clip of showing you guys how I personally like go through and cut. But you want to go through and cut those little frayed pieces, those pieces that are just hanging on for dear life, that are just straggly, that just are not making your braids look whole. Cut them bad boys, get them out. And as you go and trim through your braids or your twist, your passion twist, and getting in there, it's going to make them look a lot better, and they're just gonna look a lot fresher, okay? All right, you guys, so I'm going to show you guys how I kind of maintain these twists. If I look a little rough, don't mind me, just got off work. But so as you can see, the roots of my hair, I mean, my hair in the front, like, it's pretty frizzy now and all that, but it is what it is. We're really gonna just focus on the body of the hair here. So if you can see, like, these little stringy things that are caught together, and some of the ends, they're just not as neat. There's little pieces of like hair dangling. I'm just going to take some regular old scissors, and we're gonna go through and just remove them pieces. So just, and this is hard. So like, these are like, oh my goodness, it is a mess up in here. Okay, so like these little hairs, I just go through and I just cut them off. So I'm just gonna go through and just look for little things to cut. You see all these strings? That is not it. So I'm just gonna grab these and cut them off. Now, I would say that you would want to do this about once a week, because it does happen, you know, pretty often. Or as the longer you wear them, you see how these are all cut up? The longer you wear them, the more these little strings are going to come into play, and these little knots are going to happen. So I say at least once a week, go through and just dust. Okay, and let's move on to the other side. So you have this side. I believe this side has like a huge tangle somewhere. I saw it when I was showing you guys earlier. Where is it? And it's actually getting caught onto my nail, so that's not even a tangle. Where is it? There was like a big like knot hanging off of one. Oh goodness. Watch me find it later on. And then I'm gonna start to look at the bottom of the hair, and just anything that just looks unkept, I'm going to snip it. So like, for example, if you look at the bottom of this one, there's like a little knot. So we're just gonna go in and we're just going to snippy, okay? Now, I'm not going to be like super anal with this, because like I said, I've had my these twists in for about like a month or so. So I'm not going to sit up here and like kill myself over it, because these do need to be taken out and redone. So yeah, but that's really quickly how I just cut them, maintain them, just to make them look as fresh as possible. So back to the video. Low manipulation. So These you want to be a little bit low manipulation with. You want to just let them be. I mean, you can style them, but don't continually be running your hands through them. Don't continually be doing things with them, because that can cause them to frizz a little bit more, get those loose hairs a little bit more. It just takes away from the longevity of the hair. It can cause them to, you know, frizz faster and all that. So low manipulation, keep your hands out of them as much as possible, is key. Next is oils. So I started throwing oils into the mix. I start to put coconut oil throughout them or almond oil throughout them, and that kind of works a little bit though, goes a long way. You don't want to oversaturate your hair, but just throwing oils not only on my scalp but throughout the actual twist has helped to just keep them looking shiny, keep them looking fresh, and just keeping them kind of soft and all that. Okay, so oils. And lastly, you're going to want to redo them. I mean, after a month of having these in, you can continue to use a bonnet, you can continue to use mousse, you can continue to cut them pieces out, but you're going to have to redo this style. That's just a given, okay? You're going to have to take them down and put in some fresh hair, okay? But with that being said, you guys, hopefully this is helpful for you guys out there, because when I first started working with this type of hair, it frustrated me because I was like, okay, like, they're not cute anymore. They're not like braids, you know, they're going to get frizzy and all of that. So it's just working with them differently when you work with them with regular Kanekalon hair. It's different, okay? Because you can't dip these and get them to look good again. Like, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work that way. But yeah, so hopefully these tips were helpful for you. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys in a later video. Bye.